Welcome to this webinar that is divided into 3 parts. So this is part 1, why SPSS statistics. My name is Rudander, working for IBM. Do you have a lot of computer information within your company, perhaps in many different places? Hand on the heart, do you use that information to do anything with it? It can feel overwhelming to yourself to get a picture of all information. Then let the computer do the work for you. And the purpose of it is, of course, that you should get a fast help to find important discoveries for you that make a difference and that can make your company profitable. Simply making statistics for pleasure is to throw money down the drain when you instead can make a lot of money if you do the statistics in the right way. So the agenda in these 3 parts of the Recode webinar is: what is IBM SPSS? What typical challenges do you have? Example on help, short demo, strengths, and reference history. So start with IBM SPSS. We have divided it into 4 groups. We have the data collection for questionnaires, for example, on web. We have statistics for the statistical analysis, and we have modeler if you are doing data mining, and we have collaboration and deployment. And today we're going to talk about statistics. So example of challenges, what could it be? And I have 4 examples here. And it's don't get enough steps in answers, or you're having difficulties to clean and manage the data, or maybe it is that you don't know how to do the analysis, or maybe you spend too much time on reporting. So these are the points I wanted to raise. And if you have many, maybe you have other challenges, let's discuss in another meeting about that. So if we start with the first challenge, cannot find deeper answers. Imagine that you have a lot of data collected in your organization and say that there is information about clients. You may want to study your clients in a special way, but you don't really know how to start. And I have over the years, as a statistical consultant, met many who say that they want just to have a list of customers, and they just want to know the age, the mean age, for example, or how many male and female they have, or how much have my customers shopping the last year. But they stop there. They don't go further. And I would like you to go a little bit further, a little bit deeper into your data, because then you can do business and you can get better insight and correct decisions. So if I give you an example, the important is to start asking yourself a question. So you really start somewhere. So here is 2 questions. Why are some patients sicker? Could be one question if you are working with that kind of data. Or maybe if you are working with customer data, why do I lose our business customers? And the purpose of statistics, as I see it, is to find out these issues by using statistical tools. Because if you get a response, you can decide how to proceed or act. And if you find a certain group of customers that are more likely to quit their contract, then you can act on these type of customers and avoid that in the future. So let's start. As I mentioned before, many people is just staying in one level. And what do I mean by that? For example, I would like to know which customers do we lose. And I start to find out by putting in one level, gender. And here we can say, it seems that there are no difference between male and female. Among the male, it's 20%, and among the female, it's 20% also who quit the contract. So the big mistake here is that I stopped here. I should go further and see if there really are differences between male and female. So let's dig one level deeper, and now I put in the support. So this is a question if the customer has contacted our support or not. And can you see what happens with the gender now? Suddenly, we can see a difference between male and female that was hidden in my last picture. So among the customers that has called the support more than 3 times and are females, we can see that 25% among them is customers that we have lost. And if we instead have a look on the mail that also have called support more than 3 times, it's only 11% that has left us. So looking in a table with 2 levels, the gender and support, we have suddenly discovered the difference between male and female. But we don't have to stop here. There can even be more hidden patterns. So I have added one more level, and to make it easier for you here, I have selected only the females, and we can see that how long they have been customers is an important variable when understanding customers that leave us. So a female that has been customer for 2 to 4 years and has been in contact with the support more than 3 times, among these people, among these customers, there are 40% that has left us. So now we have got insight about something that we can act from. Also for the future, we could have an extra control on these type of group before the customer decides to leave us. So let's go to the next challenge. And that's about cleaning data, fixing data, managing data. And this is very important because it's a risk to get totally wrong results if you don't do anything about your data. Cleaning it is very important. But how much time do you spend on this part of this in your study? And I have spoken to a lot of people, and many agree on my pie diagram here, how much time spent in different parts of your whole study or research. About 70% of your time you spend by collecting, cleaning, and manage your data. And that's the green and blue part of this pie diagram. And we in SPSS would like it to be as smoothly as possible, so we'll get ahead and do the fun thing, the red part, the analysis. And SPSS has since 1968 invested in making this piece more efficient and simple. So let's go over to the next challenge, and that's I don't know how to do an analysis. Many people feel insecure for this challenge, and especially if you're working in a calculation tool or spreadsheet tool, and where you must be able to create all formulas by yourself. Some may have read some statistics and know a little bit about how to find out mean values and so on, but there's a certain mindset when you do statistics that can take some time to get into. So in SPSS Statistics, we have a very popular help menu, and we give trainings in statistics. We have a course called Statistics for Non-Statisticians that is very popular, where you get some help to find out the right method in different situations. So we go to the very last challenge example, and that's the much time you spend on reporting. And the company might have decided that you should do a report every week or every month, and it should be updated. If something goes wrong, you have to find the error. I've talked to some people who told me that they spend few days every month to do some reportings of survey studies. What SPSS can do is to convert a few days to a few hours and eventually a few seconds. And how is that possible? The thing is that all your clicking that you are doing when you're going to menus can be saved and reused. And all these commands can be reused over and over again. I have even used 20 years old saved commands. And it's possible even if I was working with Windows 3.11 and today working with Windows 7, it's possible to reuse them. And this leads to that you will have a tremendous time saving, and you also have a security because you do the commands exactly the same way every time. And you have a documentation. That's good also if you are going to report to a supervisor or if you have forgot what you did last day. And you can leave this to the word after. So if you quit the job or you're taking vacation, you can let someone else do the job that you have done and saved. So if I summarize the examples challenges have been hearing about now, regarding to the challenge about missing important knowledge from your data when you try to understand your target question in the study, and my target question was, which customer do I lose? You have seen how multi-way tables can take you deep into your data, so you discover the hidden relationships. And in this case, it was about the difference between male and female. And maybe you do this already, but one benefit that SPSS has is that there is no limit to a certain number of levels. You can mix up much more than 3 levels that I showed you. And if you don't have time to find these relationships in tables, there are other analyses in SPSS statistics, like the data mining tool, the tree analysis, that will find automatically the most important patterns for you. If you recognize this challenge that is hard to fix the data, I mentioned that SPSS has focused to do this as simple as possible since 1968. And don't you know how to do the analysis? There are a lot of help and guidance, and you can also find in LinkedIn, you can find a lot of SPSS groups and analysis groups where people is answering each other, and also people from SPSS companies also, and IBM is working to answer all the questions. And the last thing was much time spent on reporting. You can save all the commands. And I will show everything in a demo. So welcome into the next recording where I should make a demo so you can see how this is working in reality. Thank you and welcome back.